Have you ever caught yourself saying things like, I know I shouldn't react this way. I know I need better boundaries. I know why I do this. And then you do it again. That's one of the most frustrating experiences we have because we think knowledge should automatically create change, but it usually doesn't. I remember sitting with a client who had read every book she could find. She understood attachment, she understood childhood wounds, she understood the nervous system and how to regulate it. She could explain exactly why she reacted the way she did. She knew all the material. Then she looked at me and said, if I understand all of this, why am I still doing this? Why are we here again? I smiled because almost every one of us eventually asked that question. I understand it's hard, and understanding isn't the finish line. It's the starting point. Imagine wanting to learn to play the piano. You can read every book ever written about music. You could memorize every note. You could understand every chord progression, but until your fingers began practicing on that piano, you haven't learned to play. The nervous system learns much the same way. It doesn't learn because you understand the material. It learns because you experience something different repeatedly. Knowledge belongs to the mind. Patterns belong to the nervous system. These two systems don't always update at the same speed. That's why people often become discouraged. They think, I must not be trying hard enough, or maybe this just isn't working for me. But what they're actually experiencing is something very normal. Their mind has learned, their body is still practicing. That's why change often feels slower than we'd like. Not because we're failing, but because repetition creates familiarity, and familiarity eventually becomes our new normal. Think about learning to drive. The first time you drove a car, every movement required lots of effort. Where your hands go, how to get the mirror straight, do the brakes work, am I using the right foot, your speed, your turns. Eventually, you stop thinking about all those things individually. Your body learned them through muscle memory. Emotional patterns work very similar. At first, every new response feels awkward. Eventually, your body recognizes it as familiar, and muscle memory takes over. This week, instead of asking, why am I still doing this? Try asking, what am I practicing every time this happens? Because every reaction is practice. Every pause is practice. Every healthy boundary you set is practice. Every moment of noticing something sooner is practice. You're not failing. You are training. Real change rarely happens because of one powerful moment. It happens because your body experiences enough safe repetition and new response begins to feel familiar. That's how patterns change. Not overnight, but one practice at a time. This week's wellness statement: understanding is the beginning, not the end. I give myself permission to practice without expecting perfection. Every healthy choice strengthens a new pattern.